Double tap, hit the like button, man. We here again. We here again, man. We here again. Yes, we back, man, with another tremendous Trump-ophanic, Trump-alicious, Trump-nacious, Trump news, giving Democrats the boo blues, giving Democrats the boo blues. Double tap, hit the like button. Welcome to the Perfect Timing Podcast, top of the mid-morning, everybody, man. Come on in. Oh, well, ain't we happy we've been following the story from the beginning? I'm so excited. We've been following the story from the beginning, and what did I tell you? We played Rachel Maddow yesterday. Rachel Maddow and the libs, oh my God, Rachel Maddow had these off the wall suggestions talking about pull over the boat like it's a car. Like she had this idea in her, but today, ladies and gentlemen, today is the day, Thursday, Trump Thursday. Let's call it Trump Thursday. Let's call it Trump Thursday. Who likes Trump Thursday? I like Trump Thursday. You like Trump Thursday? We're going to go with Trump Thursday. All we do is win Wednesday. And man, I told you yesterday, man, boats being blown out the water, smugglers being blown out the water, boats being blown up in explosion, overpowering over the competition. I'm towering record shop where I drop these lyrics that'll make you want to call the cops. I'm gonna knock you out. Ice in Minnesota, ice now in New Orleans. Does anybody know how to say the name? Does anybody know how to say the name? Come on into somebody help me out. It's called the Catahoula, I know about the Chattahoochee, but it ain't Chattahoochee. It's Catahoula. Catahoula, New Orleans. Deports is going down. ICE agents all over the United States. They talking about this, they talking about that, but we are getting what we voted for. We are getting what we voted for. We are getting what we paid for. I am ecstatic. This is what I voted for, and it's better than I thought. Come on in, baby, come on, baby, come on, baby, come on, baby, come on. Come on in, let's have a conversation. You heard it right. I got interviews from the squad, Ilhan Omar. Questions need to be answered. Why was there so much corruption rampant amongst the Minneapolis population? See, they think that we just show up in places to show up. Trump is not just showing up anywhere just to show up. We are showing up in Tim Walz, Kamala Harris, Minneapolis, because Tim Walz could not control the rampant corruption. Rampant corruption. So much corruption that when Senator Ilhan Omar, when asked about the corruption, she had to cop out and deflect, saying that it was the fault of the program. Senator Omar of the infamous squad, AOC Jasmine Crockett, when asked about the corruption, as it relates to Doge, as it relates to people who are not American citizens getting $50,000 in entitlements across multiple states, when we know that dead people are collecting food stamps, when we know dead people are collecting Social Security, and we have pinpointed certain areas in the country, like Minneapolis, that happen to be filled with migrant immigrant workers, then we see all of this corruption. So we go to the senator who happens to represent this community, right? She's a member of the squad. Can I get the squad in the chat? Double tap hit the like button. Double tap hit the like button. Do I gotta cuss somebody out already? We keeping the fire going. Do we gotta cuss somebody? We just getting started. I said we just getting started. We are not in a rush. We're having a good time. It's the best podcast on YouTube. Double tap hit the like button. It's the best podcast on YouTube. And you know what we do on podcasts? We love to cuss people out. That's what we love to do. I mean, I don't know about you, but I'm a podcast host. I like to roast. I roast with the most. And what we do, block his ass. Somebody put a 1 in the chat if you need me to block block his ass. Blocker, blocker, blocker. Man, we just getting started with the #1 base political podcast on the land. Geopolitics debate, domestic political debate, double tap it. Hey, what happened to the vote? What happened to the vote? Do what Pete Hegseth said. This is what I need you to do to your cell phone screen right now. Come on in the chat right now. This is what I need you to do to your cell phone screen right now. Do what Pete Hegseth and the Navy SEALs did. Double tap. Double tap. Double tap the screen. Do what Pete Hegseth and the Navy SEALs did. Double tap, hit the like button, like, share, and subscribe, and share it with somebody like-minded, man, because we going in MAGA-based podcast, terrific Tuesday. We got exoneration for Pete Hegseth, exoneration for the Admiral, but I told you yesterday, I've been telling you all week, I said it didn't matter what was in the boat. Did anybody intelligently have a discussion about this? I said it didn't matter what was in the vote. I showed you definitive proof why it didn't matter. I said, does anybody know what the South Com region is? I said, does anybody know what the South Com region is? You heard, no one in there, no one had an answer. No one had an answer. Do you know what the South Com region? Block his ass. Blocker, blocker, blocker. I said, do you know what the South Com region is? I showed you a vote entering into American waters. I told you about international waters. I talked to you about a domestic American. Shout out to Mrs. Perfect Timing. Look how she lit up in the chat. Double tap at the like button. You want to become a member. You want to become a moderator. Join the channel right now. When you subscribe to the channel, you're going to get a plus sign. Hit that plus sign. We got a special for Christmas right now. $2 holla memberships right now. It's less than 10 cents a day. You can feed a starving African, or you can feed a fat Black American. Hit the like button, join, share, subscribe, join the channel. Less than 10 cents a day. Feed a fat Black American right now. You're feeding starving Somalians in America and over there. You're feeding starving Somalians in America and Minnesota. You might as well hit the super chat. Hit the super chat. You degenerates, hit the super chat, you degenerates. All of my degenerates and patriots, double tap like Pete Hegseth. Come on now, hit the hashtag, I need you. My baby said, you look so good in orange. Double tap, just like Pete Hegseth did the drug boats. That's how you gotta that's how you gotta do to like the stream. You like Pete Hegseth, you like the Department of War. On this channel, we call him Pete Heggy Baby. Oh, look at that super chat. Get the super chats rolling. Let's get a goal going. Let's get a goal going. Where my goals at? Let's get a goal going. I'm gonna get a goal going. You gonna get a goal going. I'm gonna get a goal going. Where my goal? I don't even see my goals, man. I don't even see my goal, but that's okay. We're going to keep it going, man. Deportations, 5,000 deportations in 1 week. New Orleans turned into a giant ice staging ground. Convoys rolling to Minnesota, and the exact same day, Trump pardons a guy tied to 400 tons of cocaine boat that got blown up by the Coast Guard. This going to be a fire show Thursday. Double tap hit the like button. Double tap hit the like button. Come on in, all my degenerates, all my patriots, all the trolls, all the scrolls, and more. We're going to have a good conversation today. Why is he so excited? Why is he so fired up? Man, I'm trying to tell you, man, Pete Hegseth, I got exonerating video. We got video from the Admiral. The Admiral got called to Capitol Hill. The Admiral had to give evidence and testimony on the double tap. I said, hit the double tap if you want to know about the double tap. Double tap the screen if you want to know what I mean. I said double tap the screen if you want to know what I mean. 5,000 deportations in 1 week. New Orleans has turned into a giant ice staging ground. We went from Minneapolis to Nola. Right now we in Operation Catahoula Crunch. Did you hear what I said? Put it in the chat. Operation Catahoula Crunch. 5,000. You know how many jobs that is for Americans? You know how much the pipeline. I saw a single mother talking about she could drive on the freeway. She can go visit her son at lunchtime. She said it's not so much traffic. You know, it's not too many people driving crazy trying to kill Americans on the freeway who don't have licenses. 5,000 deportations in 1 week. New Orleans has turned into a giant ICE staging ground. Convoys rolling into North Minnesota, and on the exact same day, Trump pardons a guy tied to 400-ton cocaine boat that got blown up by the Coast Guard. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the most based podcast in the timeline in American history. You are not ready for this episode. Everybody in the chat, ice, baby. Too cold, we love ice, baby. Just go back home. Ice, baby. Too cold, we love ice, baby. Just go back home. Number one podcast. What's up, degenerates, patriots, and everyone secretly hitting the refresh on ice.gov. It's your boy, Perfect Timing Podcast, and we here live with another red pill nuclear bomb, baby. If you new here, smash the like button right now, because in the next 30 minutes, I'm about to go base. We about to go max. Double tap at the like button. You don't want to miss the beginning. We about to go max. All my degenerates and patriots, hit the like button right now if you're new here, because we about to go max, man. Exactly how Trump turned Louisiana into a deportation super weapon, why Minnesota is about to get a one-way ticket back to Mogadishu, and a single pardon that made the entire left spontaneously combust on X. But we just getting started. I said we just getting started. First up, Operation Catahoula Crunch. How many people know how to say the name in the chat? You know how to Chattahoochee? I done heard of Hoochie Coochie. Chattahoochee, Hoochie Coochie, Moochie Loochie. Get the hell up out of my country. Operation Catahoula Crunch. So we didn't win from Memphis, we didn't win from Chicago, we didn't win from Portland, we didn't win to DC. We in Minneapolis and we in New Orleans at the same time. We in Minneapolis and New Orleans at the same time. 5,000 deportees in a week. First up, Operation Catahoula Crunch. That's not the same meme name I made up. That's actually an internal DHS code name leaked yesterday. You may have not heard it because it just got leaked. You may have heard it first here. That's why you're watching me. You may have just heard about this first time in your first lifetime. So double tap at the like button, hit the plus sign, join the channel. It's the best podcast for geopolitical domestic debate here on YouTube every morning. Top of the mid-morning podcast. You ain't gonna find a better conversation, I promise you. Now, that is Catahoula Crunch is not a name I made up. That's the actual name that an internal DHS code leaked yesterday. Catahoula Parish, Louisiana, middle of nowhere, perfect giant staging area, 5,000 plus illegals, many with final removal orders rounded up in less than 7 days. Whoa, that MAGA! Whoa, that MAGA! Whoa, that MAGA! Come on, man. You can't. Come on, man. It's the best podcast in the land. Ice, baby. Too cold. It's like ice, baby. Just go back home. Ice, baby. Hey, middle of nowhere. Perfect 5,000 illegals. For the people who are complaining, what would you have us do? Would you have illegals stay in the country? I said 5,000 illegals rounded up in 1 week. What would you have us do? Do you want your 16-year-old to have a summer job? Anybody remember a summer job? See, we used to have summer jobs. I did everything. I shoveled shit. I dig ditches. I painted walls. I climbed mountains. I did anything in a summer job. Double tap hit the like button. Right now, can we clean up the chat? They made a new snack for deported to eat along the deportation journey. They are called deported. Oh my God! Hurt balloon, that is fire! Somebody give Hurt Balloon comment of the day, man. Hurt Balloon, hey, you trying to do my job. Hurt Balloon trying to do my job. I'm making up songs. I got sing-alongs, and you come in with a fire comment. Man, I got the best chat. I got the best audience. Shout out to the chat. You are so based. Shout out to the chat, man. We going max today, man. We going max all the way live, man. Double tap it. And we do this every day, man. I got the best. I'm so excited, man. Check this out. This is what we're talking about. 5,000 illegals rounded up in less than a week. But we just came from an administration where the administration was asleep. I said 5,000 illegals in less than a week, and we just left an administration where the administration was asleep. His name was Let's Go Brandon. Let's go and sleepy ass Joe. So now we got a president that do work. I mean, we got a president that's getting work done. 5,000 illegals, 5,000 deportees. And what would you have him do? Not do work, not do work, not do politics, not do what he promised his constituents. See, he promised me to make America great again. He promised me to make America first again. So this is what he's doing. This is what I voted for. And that's why we fired up and ready to go. We about to go max. I am so excited at the productivity of Donald Trump and the Trump administration. 5,000 deportees, 21 drug boats blown up out the water, and 80 drug dealers at the bottom of the Pacific Ocean. You talking about two survivors. I'm talking about Pete Hegseth and the Department of War stopping cocaine from getting to the American border. I said 21 boats. I said 21 boats. You heard about one boat. You don't know about the scale of Donald. See, the Democrats don't want you to know that Donald Trump and Pete Hegseth are the #1 badasses in the land, and they kicking ass for America first. See, you heard about one boat. Do you know the full scope? See, they had standing orders. Woo! I said they had standing orders, and that was not the first boat, and that was not the first kill. I said they had standing orders. They have already blown up 21 boats. They've already blown up 21 boats, 80 drug dealers on the bottom of the Pacific Ocean, and you talking to me about one boat full of cocaine, one boat with 13 Trita Agua Venezuelan cartel members at the 3 o'clock in the morning under the protection of night, moving at 100 knots into the South Com region. Vroom, 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 vroom. I'm going to show the video again. I'm going to show the video. I said it didn't matter what was in the boat. I said it didn't matter if the admiral did not blow up that boat. That would be the only reason he should lose his job. If there is a boat coming at the country at over 100 knots per hour, it doesn't matter what's in the boat. I'm not going to ask you to pull over. My job is to protect America. I'm not going to ask you to stop. My job, only an idiot would try to break into a house at full speed and expect the homeowner to ask him to stop. I'm not going to ask you to stop. If there is an assailant, if there is someone who is a stranger who I don't know, who is running 100 miles per hour toward my front door, I look out the window. I say, hey, baby, what's that out the window? Hey, look at that out the window. That motherfucker running straight for our house. What the hell is going on here? I go get my piece of my lead. I go get my piece of, he keep running. I said, baby, if he don't turn around, this gonna be the last jog he take in his life. He don't turn, if he keep coming for this front door, it ain't gonna be no more. I'm not gonna ask him why he running toward my front door. I'm not gonna try to tackle him. I'm not gonna take no injury. I'm not gonna put my life in danger or my kid's life in danger. If he continues to run toward my front door, he got to go. Somebody in the chat say something. I said, if he runs towards my front door, he got to go. I don't know what you're talking about. Not this morning, not Thursday morning. I said it didn't matter what was in the boat. I said it wasn't the first boat. I said it was the 21st boat. I said it's 80 drug dealers at the bottom of the Pacific Ocean. I said the Admiral in Navy Team 6 had standing orders. But wait a minute. We talking about New Orleans. I done got excited. We talking about New Orleans. I'm talking about 5,000 deep. I'm talking about the most productive presidency that you ever seen in your life, that you ever did see. I said 5,000 deportees in one. How long was Charlotte's Web? Can we just go over it? We had Operation Blitz in Chicago. We had Operation in Memphis. We had Operation Charlotte's Web in Charlotte, North Carolina. Just last week, didn't we get thousands of deportees in 72 hours? Then we go to Minneapolis because it's filled with corruption. They got crime Visa cards, multiple EBT cards, multiple Social Security cards, and they're not even citizens. The corruption is so bad, they had to interview El Ohana of the famous AOC in the squad. And they said, what can you tell us about the corruption in your city? Why did the corruption get so bad in Minneapolis? You know what she said? She said, well, in COVID, these programs came out and the programs were the problem, not the criminal felonious individuals who stole money that they knew wasn't theirs. No, she said she blamed the programs. She's not even willing to take responsibility. See, so that's why people are listening to the news and upset about Trump in Minneapolis. You're not listening to the facts of the matter. Why is Trump in Minneapolis? Why is Trump in Minnesota? What type of corruption were we facing in Minnesota? How much money was they stealing in Minnesota? What was going on in Minneapolis, Minnesota? El Ahana? El Ahana, you gonna be honest? Are you gonna be honest about the corruption in Minnesota? I got the interview, Il Ahana. I got the interview. Can you tell us about what's going on in Minnesota? Perfect Timing Podcast. That's my job. My job.
Nationally, new video shows border.
That's my job. Come on now. It's an ICE crackdown in your town. It's an ICE crackdown in your town. Let's go, everybody. ICE crackdown in your town.
Patrol Commander Gregory Bovino on the ground in the suburbs of New Orleans today. This is the first day of the immigration crackdown in that city, with the Department of Homeland Security aiming to make more than 5,000 arrests. That crackdown coming as a separate immigration operation is underway in Minnesota, that one targeting Somali immigrants who have been the subject of public scrutiny after a New York Times report detailing how fraud took root in pockets of the community, with some, quote, making small fortunes by defrauding government programs.
Did you hear that? Why are we in Minnesota? Ladies and gentlemen, background and the foundation for today's discussion in Donald Trump's operation in Minnesota, law enforcement officials say fraud took root in pockets of Minnesota's Somali diaspora as scores of individuals made small fortune. How fraud, do you see this? How fraud swamped Minnesota social services system on Tim Walz's watch. And this is a Democratic this is a Democratic, do you understand? This is a Democratic liberal media source that we're quoting, the New York Times. So this is not this is not a MAGA. No. I am giving you the real spill. Why we in Minnesota? Why we in Minnesota? Here it is, right here. Somali diaspora robbing America. Did you know that? How many people you hear about these immigrants? Did you hear all the liberals and the Democrats? I saw some white liberal actor talking about, are these immigrants different than you? If they criminals, they different than me. If they stealing from America, yes, you white liberal, they are different than me because they are stealing. They are criminal thug gang members, and the corruption was so bad that it flagged on a national level, which is damn near impossible. But how many people watching knew that why we are in Minneapolis? See, everybody just sees black and white. Right now, you're watching a black man. So many people are confused. Why is he talking about this? Why isn't he on the side of the Somalians? I am an American. Hello, I am a proud American. Do you understand? And I'm not a criminal. I do not empathize with criminals and people who trick and steal out of the system. Do you understand? I'm voted and I'm a proud MAGA Republican. I want Americans first. See, MAGA Republicans, conservative, is make America great again and America first. How can America be first if you allow in an entire diaspora into a population and all they do is take? They don't go to work, they don't give back, and then when an opportunity is presented, see the government, we had a hard time. People got sick, so the government gave out help. That's what makes America so fantastic. Everybody wants to come here. So people got sick, America gave out help. But people who were not Americans took advantage of that help. People who were not citizens took advantage of that help. They did so much that some people got rich, millionaires. They said people in the Somali diaspora in Minnesota got small fortunes. small fortunes during COVID, during those programs that were meant to help people. So when you hear about entitlement programs being shrunk, when you hear about new requirements of the big beautiful bill and less people getting WIC, less mothers getting WIC, less single parents getting TANF, cash aid, when you hear about the new work requirements for food stamps and WIC to avoid what happened you can blame the Somalians in Minneapolis, Minnesota. When you hear about the brand new restrictions in recertification for EBT and SNAP, why are they making us recertify for our food stamps? Well, because there's dead people. The Somalians tricked the system. They got dead people getting food stamps in multiple areas in multiple states. So the only way Doge and Trump can fix it is to force American citizens who might be on the bottom of their luck. It's really not fair to the Americans, the citizens who deserve welfare, who deserve a leg up, that now you have to go through all these restrictions because Biden and Kamala let in all these people and they took advantage of America. But what did you think they were going to do? What did you think they were going to do? What did you think they were going to do, right? Let's look at it again. So people don't think I'm making this up. This is the New York Times. This is not Fox News. Everybody listening, this is the New York Times. This is not Fox News, right? It says how fraud swamped Minnesota's social services system on Tim Walz's watch. You know, the vice president nominee, right? It says law enforcement officials say fraud took root in pockets of Minnesota's Somali diaspora. This is not Trump, everybody. Trump is fixing the problem. Trump is wiping your ass. Trump is wiping your ass, but Trump did not cause the problem. Trump did not identify the problem. Trump is fixing the problem. Law enforcement. New York Times. The law enforcement in New York Times identified the problem. Trump is simply wiping your ass. That's all Trump is doing, wiping your ass. I need a moderator, man. I need a moderator, man, so I can get these evil people out of my chat. Do you know you are being evil and racist? Do you know you are being evil and racist? Do you know you are being evil and racist? This is not the place for evil racists. This is the place for Americans. Somebody call out that racism in the chat. I'm going to let you guys have fun with him. Somebody call out that racism in the chat. I'm going to let you guys have fun with him. Let's get back to the video. He thinks he's in the place that we condone racism.
Programs of more than $1 billion of taxpayer money during the pandemic. We're talking about dozens of people in a community of thousands, of course. Democratic Congresswoman Ilhan Omar of Minnesota is here with me now. First of all, federal prosecutors say 59 people have been investigated in these schemes so far. Americans at large stole tens of billions of forms of aid during the pandemic all over the country. Minnesota's fraud scandal stands out, according to federal auditors. What are you hearing from investigators right now?
Well, I've been following the cases closely as they've gone through the courts, and we know that there are more indictments possibly coming. I think that number might go up to 73 is what I'm hearing.
Okay. Can you shed any light on why the fraud got so out of control in Minnesota?
I think what happened is that, you know, when you have these kind of new programs that are designed to help people, you're oftentimes relying on third parties to be able to facilitate. And I just think that a lot of the COVID programs that were set up, they were set up so quickly that a lot of the guardrails did not get created.
So obviously, whatever the ethnic group, the actions of a few dozen.
Did you guys hear that? He asked her, why did this corruption happen with Minnesota and Somali immigrants? She blamed the program. Let's listen to that again. She didn't take responsibility. And she said, there's going to be more people prosecuted. She blamed the programs. This is your Democrat. These are your Democrat politicians who don't know how to take accountability. People are stealing billions of dollars from the American citizen. This is why you don't get food stamps. And she, when asked, why did the corruption occur? She blamed the program. She blamed the program.
Designed to help people, you're oftentimes
let's get
possibly coming. I think that number might go up to 73 is what I'm hearing.
Okay. Can you shed any light on why the fraud got so out of control in Minnesota?
I think what happened is that, when you have these kind of new programs that are designed to help people, you're oftentimes relying on third parties to be able to facilitate. And I just think that a lot of the COVID programs that were set up, they were set up so quickly that a lot of the guardrails did not get created.
So
obviously, whatever the ethnic group, the actions of a few dozen should not impugn an entire community of thousands of people. Okay, I want to make that very clear. President Trump has used this fraud to make rather, to me, shockingly bigoted comments about Somalis in general, including you, but the entire Somali community in Minnesota. He did it yesterday and he did it again today. Let's run some of that.
These Somalians have taken billions of dollars out of our country. They've taken billions and billions of dollars. They have a representative, Ilhan Omar, who they say married her brother. She should be thrown the hell out of our country. And most of those people, they have destroyed Minnesota. She should not be, and her friends shouldn't be allowed. Frankly, they shouldn't even be allowed to be congresspeople, okay? They shouldn't even be allowed to be congresspeople because they don't represent the interests of our country.
It's pretty shocking to hear it, although I don't know how shocked you are at this point anymore. But Somali immigrants, in general, you in particular, have been the target of his attacks for a long time. What's your response?
Yeah, I'm not shocked because we know that the president oftentimes resorts to very bigoted, xenophobic, Islamophobic, racist rhetoric when he is trying to scapegoat and deflect.
I didn't hear anything racist. Did anybody hear anything bigoted or racist? I did not hear one bigoted or racist comment. Let's listen to the president again. He said that you do not align with American culture. I didn't hear anything racist or bigoted. But why are they allowed to call our president racist without any facts? Let's listen to it again. You tell me in the chat. Do you hear anything racist? I just showed you New York Times, not a Republican outlet, but a Democratic liberal outlet saying Somalians in Minnesota and Tim Walz are responsible. Now she wants to shift the blame to Trump. Trump is not the governor of Minnesota. Trump are not Somalians who stole money during the pandemic when people were sick and grandparents were dying.
Out of our country. They've taken billions and billions of dollars. They have a representative, Ilhan Omar, who they say married her brother. She should be thrown the hell out of our country. And most of those people, they have destroyed Minnesota. She should not be, and her friends shouldn't be allowed. Frankly, they shouldn't even be allowed to be congresspeople, okay? They shouldn't even be allowed to be congresspeople because they don't represent the interests of our country.
Do you hear it? He didn't
It's
say,
pretty shocking to hear it, although
I heard it. Jake Trapper, we heard it. He said they should not be representative because they do not represent the interests of our country. Jake Trapper, we are listening with you, Jake. We heard it, Jake.
I don't know how shocked you are at this point anymore, but Somali immigrants, in general, you in particular, have been the target of his attacks for a long time. What's your response?
Yeah, I'm not shocked because we know that the president oftentimes resorts to very bigoted, xenophobic, Islamophobic, racist rhetoric when he is trying to scapegoat and deflect from the actual failures that he has himself. We know that this administration has not fulfilled the majority of the promises that they've made, whether it is bringing costs down.
We're doing it right now. What do you mean? He's fulfilling promises right now. This is what I voted for him to do. 5,000 deportees in 1 week. How much is gas? Right now. Put how much gas is in your city right now. Gas is under $3 a gallon. In 20 states, gas is $2.75. Right now, put your state and put how much gas is. Then tell everybody in the chat how much you pay for gas this time last year under the last administration. Eggs are down. Gas is down. Jobs and manufacturing is up. $700 billion investments from Japan. We have collected over $400 billion in tariffs. They're going to get the biggest tax returns ever in 2026. We're talking about $2,000 tariff rebate checks. Over the entire Trump presidency, over $1 trillion we will be collected in tariff revenue. But we have Toyota building auto plants again in America in 5 states. That's jobs. Did you just hear about the news in Taiwan? Do you know why Taiwan is relevant in geopolitics? Ilhana, because the future is about Bitcoin, blockchain, semiconductor chips, and Taiwan and the Taiwan company is where the semiconductor chips are being made. Do you understand anything about the geopolitics going on in the world right now? How many people understand why Taiwan is important? How many people understand Web 3.0? How many understand the blockchain, the power, the energy needed for the blockchain? How about let's go to Venezuela oil real quick, just a quick tangent. I'll go back to Ilhana. A lot of people are saying Venezuela got so much oil. Venezuela, but how much oil does Venezuela produce? Let me share some facts with you about the Venezuela oil hoax. All they got for Trump is hoax. So Venezuela has the largest oil reserves in the globe, but the problem is the Venezuelan crude is extra crude and extra dirty, making it more complex to extract and more costly to refine. So in comparison, Venezuela produces 1 barrel to every 14 barrels that America produces. Do you understand? America can produce 100% of the oil it needs. We never need to import oil. Has anybody ever been honest to you about the oil reserves in your own country? America never needs to import oil. We have more oil and we have a higher level of crude. Do you understand? It's cleaner and easier to refine, but the crude in Venezuela is large, one of the largest deposits in the globe, but it's expensive and complex to extract and refine. So they only make a minuscule amount of oil compared to America, and America doesn't need their oil. We are not trying to kill Americans by extracting their oil, which is why they sell cocaine. If they could get the oil out and refine it, they would sell the oil and make billions. They sell cocaine because it's easier to process the coca plant. Does anybody have any intelligence in the chat? I said they sell cocaine because it's easier, cheaper, and faster to process the coca plant, but it's very expensive and complex to extract Venezuelan crude. But you don't know what crude is, bubbling up out the ground, huh? Beverly Hillbillies, huh? Crude. I said crude. Do your research. Do your research. Let's get back to Venezuela and Minnesota and all of the corruption and why we have Operation Catahoula Crunch, 5,000 deportees in 1 week. Thank you, Donald Trump. Thank you, Donald Trump. 5,000 deportees in 1 week. Let's go, MAGA. Whoa, that MAGA. Whoa, that MAGA.
Whether it is the tariffs that are decimating businesses in the United States, whether it is the possible war crimes that his defense secretary is committing. And so to me, it is important for us, one, to remind folks that we are Americans. We're not going anywhere, and we will continue to be in this country. And two, that Minnesotans are resilient, and we will continue to thrive.
What is the practical impact when a president of the United States demonizes an entire group of people based on ethnicity? And again, you can point to any ethnic group and find dozens of people in that ethnic group who are committing a particular crime. The mafia comes to mind, right? But no one, you don't hear people saying that about Italians. They did 100 years ago, but they don't do it today. What is the practical effect on the Somali community when the president says things like that?
I mean, it creates fear. And there is a possible danger that a lot of the people who follow the president have exhibited violence in many cases, especially in my case, whenever he has said something about me that is derogatory or says I'm a threat to the country. I've gotten death threats. There's so many people that have been incarcerated over the years that have been encouraged by the president's words. And so there is fear for Somalis, not just in Minnesota, but across the country, that some of these people might attack and harm them.
Ahead of the immigration crackdown in Minnesota, CNN asked the Department of Homeland Security spokesperson Tricia McLaughlin about the remarks from the president. Here's what she had to say.
This is not about politics. This is about public safety. We saw what just happened last week with the terrorist attack against us here in our nation's capital, where one of our great heroes, Sarah Beckstrom, was killed. That's what the precipice of this was.
What's your response to that?
Well, it's certainly not. We know that Somalis, over 90% of them are citizens of this country, majority of them having born in the United States. And we know that if you are a criminal, you already have deportation orders, and there is an easy way for them to do that instead of creating this sort of fear where they are having raids. And today we saw them stopping citizens, and people were proving their citizenship by showing their passports. And so we know it has really nothing to do about keeping a community safe. It's actually terrorizing a community and creating fear.
Congresswoman Ilhan Omar, thank you so much for being here. Really appreciate it.
Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much. Everybody, thank you. Double tap. I'm going to ask a favor right now. I'm going to ask a favor to everybody watching. If everybody watching right now hits the like button and sends a $1 super chat, we will hit our goal. I'm going to ask everybody right now, hit the like button and send $1 super chat. Go ahead right now and watch the views, the algorithm go up. Double tap, hit the like button. Thank you, everybody, for watching. You're watching the Perfect Timing Podcast, and we are the #1 channel for geopolitical debate on YouTube. Today, we are discussing Operation Catahoula Crunch. We're going to talk about the Venezuelan drug boats, and we're going to exonerate Pete Hegseth. 199, Bobby, thank you for the super chat, brother. Make sure you join the channel. Make sure you like, share, subscribe. Thank you, brother, supporting the channel and supporting the cause. I'm going to ask a huge favor. Everybody watching right now, double tap the screen the same way Pete Hegseth did and hit the super chat for that $1. Watch the algorithm. Do what it do. Let's get back into it, baby. The Catahoula Crunch, that's not the fake name. This is the actual internal DHS code name leaked yesterday. Catahoula Parish in Louisiana, middle of nowhere, perfect giant staging area, 5,000 plus illegals, many with final removal orders rounded up in less than 7 days. We're talking 300 plus MS-13 and Trinidad de Agua shot callers. You didn't hear Ohana address the fact that we're arresting criminals. At the end, she said they're criminals with standing deportation orders, but the problem is, Ohana, they haven't left. Did you hear what I said, everybody? She said it's no big deal if they're criminals and they have standing, listen to this, they have standing deportation orders. Ohana wants us to be nice to MS-13 and Trinidad de Agua cartel members with criminal records, standing deportation orders. She wants us to nicely ask them to leave, as if they would have left already, Ohana. They would have left already. So yeah, we coming in, we arresting them, and we throwing them out the damn country. Ice, ice, baby. Too cold, it's like ice, ice, baby. Just go back home. Ice, ice, baby. Too cold, it's like ice, ice, baby. Just go back home. 300 plus MS-13 and Trinidad de Agua shot callers, not low level, shot callers. 1,200 with violent criminal records. Do you understand this, Ilahana? Ilahana said, yes, there are criminals with standing deportation orders. Why don't you just arrest them, like use locals? So she wants the local police to be put in danger. Your husband, your son. This is what Ilahana, see, the Democrats don't care, just like Rachel Maddow. You can't have Democratic liberal women in positions of power when it comes down to wartime tactics and dealing with criminals and fucking gang members and fucking cartel members. She wants local police officers who don't have machine guns, who don't have the same authorities as the military, to go knock on the door of 1,200 violent MS-13 Trinidad de Agua cartel members. Why? Why? The ignorance is just unbounding. Why would you suggest anyone but the military take care of the cartel? In Mexico, who goes after the cartel? The military. In any other country, who goes after cartels and mafias? The military, because they have more weaponry, more technicality, more and then more ability within the law to do things like double tap a boat. Do you understand why locals would not be the appropriate apparatus to go after MS-13 and Trinidad de Agua cartel members? 1,200 of them had violent criminal records and standing deportation orders. What would you have us do, MAGA? This is what has to be done. They have to go home. They have standing deportation orders. They are criminals. They are felonious. They are cartel. They need to go home. Hundreds got away. Do you understand? Hundreds got away. We got 5,000, but hundreds got away because when you start arresting, people start to run back home. Run, Forrest, run. People start to run back home. That's what we want them to do. Run back home. Double tap at the like button. Hundreds got away. I said double tap at the like button, hit the super chat. Send $2. Send $2. If you're being entertained, if you're learning anything, double tap the cell phone like Pete Hegeseth did the drug boat. 1, 2, boom, 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 boom. Hit the like, hit the super chat, hit the like. If you want the Cash App, I'll put it in the chat. You can send me a Cash App. Double tap, hit the like button. Like, share, and subscribe. When you subscribe, you're gonna get a plus sign. Hit the plus sign and become a member. Hit the plus sign and become a member. Hit the plus sign and become a member. Hundreds got away. The Border Patrol had a camera, but never caught until now. They're being loaded onto chartered buses and planes headed straight. Drum roll, please. Minneapolis, St. Paul. Why Minnesota? Because Governor Walz and the Somali caucus turned it into a sanctuary city on steroids. Why Minnesota? Because Governor Walz and the Somali caucus turned it into a sanctuary city on steroids. We saw him speaking Somalis yesterday. It was pitiful. I saw a white man trying to speak Somalis yesterday. It was absolutely pitiful. Trump is literally delivering the consequences Walz begged for. Now, here's where it gets spicy. The drug boat pardon that broke X. Here's where it gets spicy. Same week, ICE is running the largest deportation surge since Eisenhower. Trump quietly pardons former Honduran president Juan Orlando Hernández, better known as JOH, for those who live under a rock. JOH was convicted in New York for running 400 tons of cocaine into the United States. His brother already got life. The exact same week Trump signs the pardon, U.S. Coast Guard lights up a narco go-fast boat in the Caribbean, 80 kilos seized, 4 traffickers sent to Davy Jones' locker. The timeline is pure cinema. Leftists have full meltdowns. He pardoned the cartel. He pardoned the cartel. Reality check. JOH was a U.S. ally under the first Trump administration who handed over thousands of gang members for extradition. The second he was no longer useful, the DOJ, Biden and Kamala's DOJ, flipped the script and framed him. Trump just returned the favor. Messages received: play ball with America or end up like the burning boat on the nightly news. Come on now. X is absolutely a war zone right now. Picture a flaming narco boat with the caption, when you traffic fentanyl, but forget to extradite MS-13 for Trump. Walz holding refugees welcome sign while ICE boos up to be careful what you wish for. AOC crying on camera. This is ethnic cleansing. Reply, you guys. Let me know right now. Do you believe AOC or do you believe Trump? Are you with the squad? Are you with AOC and Ohana? Are you with Trump and me and MAGA? Put a 1 in the chat if you with Trump. Put a 2 in the chat if you with the squad. Let me know right now where you stand. Reply right now, guys. Let's go to this drug boat. I want to go to this drug boat. I've been talking about this drug boat. I want to talk about this drug boat. If you're watching me on YouTube, subscribe right now. Check me out on Instagram, Perfect Timing Podcast. Check me out on Rumble, Perfect Timing Podcast. All social media apparatus, Perfect Timing Podcast. That's right, baby. Perfect Timing Podcast, baby. We got the Admiral. He's going to talk about the actual strike, right? The Admiral talks about the strike, but I got some news. I was doing some research last night, and I found some news that said that this was all a hoax. Did you guys know that this was all a hoax? Huh? Did you guys know? I turn away for 1 second. I'm gonna turn the chat off. Hold on, let me turn the chat off. Let me turn the chat off. Let me turn the chat off. Hold on, you guys. I'm going to turn the chat off. How do we turn the chat off? All right. All right. All right. All right. All right. All right. Turn the chat off. I don't understand how I get called so many names. So many names. It's just ridiculous. And then it's just free for all. Just you guys should go to TikTok. There is a place for you on TikTok, I promise you. TikTok is full of people like y'all. Go to TikTok. Yep. Go to TikTok. Let me clean up the chat. Let me clean up the chat before we get into this. Let me clean up the chat. Let's clean up the chat. Let's clean up the chat. Let's clean up the chat. All right, all right. All right, everybody. Double tap at the like button, man. Double tap at the like button. How's everybody doing it? Double tap at the like button. Double tap at the like button. You know what I need to do is turn on my subscribers only mode. That's what I want to do. I want to turn on subscribers only. I don't know if it'll let me do it right now. Let me see if it'll let me turn on subscribers only. That might help us. That might help us. How y'all feel about that? Subscribers only. That might help us. Because the chat, it went crazy. We might go crazy. The most base max podcast in the land. Let's see.
My dad burned all his jeans after I...
Let me see if I can turn on subscribers only. Subscribers only. Let's see if we can turn on the subscribers only in the chat. And we'll do that. And we bring the chat back. Okay, okay. Okay, okay. Do, 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 do. Do, 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 do. I got work to do. I got work, baby. I got a job, baby. I got work, baby. So much work to do. Do 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 do. I got work to do. I got work, baby. I got a job, baby. I got work, baby. Do 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 do. I got work to do. I got work, baby. I got a job, baby. I got do 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 do. How y'all doing, man? Let me go bring in my dog. I was going so fast to get to go live. I didn't even bring in the dog. And when you don't bring in the dog, man, I'm telling you, white people are bad dog owners, man. White people are horrible dog owners. I mean, they get on my nerves. They get on my nerves. So let's go let the dog in. Who let the dogs out? Who let the dogs out? Who let the dogs out? Merry Christmas, Merry Christmas, Merry Christmas, Merry Christmas, Merry Christmas, Merry Christmas, Merry Christmas. You hear? You hear? Just bark. Come on. Come on, baby. Come on, baby. Come in the house. Thank you. Everybody's not a good dog owner. Most people are dicks. Yep. Same dickhead every day. Same dickhead every day. Love you. Come on, mama. Love you. Come on. Get off my rug. Come on. I need a snack. I got work to do. I got work, baby. I got a job, baby. How many people got Halloween candy left? Ooh, you know what I got? I made a 7-Up cake. I'm gonna get me a piece of 7-Up cake. Ooh, 7-Up. 7 whole days. I didn't wait for you. 7 whole weeks. I've been waiting for you. I can't wait. I can't wait. I can't wait no more. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna take a bite of you. A bite of you. 7-Up cake. 7-Up cake. I've been waiting for you. 7-Up cake. You know what I'm about to do. Look at that crumb. I can't wait. I can't wait. I can't wait no more. I gotta take a bite of you. 7-Up cake. Oh my goodness. It's so good. Look at the crumb. Anybody know about bacon? Anybody bake? It just disappeared. So good. No more. 7-Up cake. That's so good. I gotta do a dance, boy. That's so good. We gotta dance, boy. 7-Up cake. I ain't waiting for you. I can't take it no more. I had about enough of you. 7-Up cake. Go ahead, relax, baby. 7-Up cake. Back to the studio. Back in 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 the studio. All right. Back in the studio. So this is what we're going to do. Who's in the chat now? It's only subscribers only. A little bit like, who's there? Everybody in there now is MAGA to accept him. We love him. This is my dog. And everyone on the right ain't MAGA. We just got lumped in because the left is crazy and lies. I like the subscribers only. I like the subscribers only, man. I like the subscribers only, man. I like it a lot. We're gonna get into it, man. So we're gonna go into, we just talked about ICE. We talked about ICE in Minnesota. Man, Tim Walsh, who picked Tim Walsh? We talked about ICE in Minnesota. We talked about ICE now in New Orleans and 5,000 deportees in 1 week. Now we moving to the drug boats. We moving to the drug boats and we moving to the party. And we're moving to the double tap. We're moving to Pete Hegseth in the Department of War. Double tap at the like button if you support Pete Hegseth in the Department of War. Double tap at the like button. Now, all week I've been saying Pete Hegseth was justified, and I said yesterday that Rachel Maddow was throwing. I showed a video where Rachel Maddow literally threw the military under the bus.
Come up with anything, even if
she did a fake cry. She did a fake cry, and then she says that Admiral and the SEAL Team 6 could be charged with murder. No one had floated that. She didn't say anything about the standing orders. She didn't say anything about the fact that 21 boats have been blown up, 80 people dead. She didn't say anything about Navy SEAL Team 6 being consummate professionals. Navy SEAL Team 6, highly trained, more trained than you, Rachel Maddow. Let's take a listen, and then I'm going to exonerate Pete Hegseth. We're going to take a listen to Rachel Maddow. This is the Democrat liberal perspective on the boats. And then we're going to go to see from the Admiral, and then we're going to show some exonerated evidence. This is all a hoax, you guys.
To just interdict them the way that we do with the Coast Guard, which aren't even pointed towards.
So first, Rachel Maddow says, similar to Il Ohana, that she wants locals to arrest cartel, right? Again, violent cartel members who are known to kill children and carry machine guns. Rachel Maddow and Il Ohana of the squad want local Coast Guard, local police officers to go and confront global cartel narco terrorists, right? That's what listen to what her suggestion is. She's going to first suggest that locals should arrest these cartel criminals who are shipping in billions of dollars of cocaine that a local police officer can handle it. Then she's going to cry. No tears. You will see no tears. Just watch.
The United States, let alone verified to have drugs on them, let alone even if they were coming to the United States and they had the capacity to reach the United States and they were filled with drugs. Why isn't it possible to just interdict them the way that we do with the Coast Guard, where you go and take the drugs and then put those people on trial and investigate and then follow the drugs to their source of origin and then take care of it there? Like, none of this makes any sense. It feels like they bumbled themselves into a profoundly incoherent and illegal situation in which they decided the one true benefit they were getting out of all of it is that they were getting video game style visuals to play on Fox News and put on TikTok. And they liked that. So now they have put this admiral,
listen,
the commander of Southern Command, every senior officer in that command, and all of the servicemen and women who serve there in the position of potentially being held liable for murder or war crimes until the statute of limitations on those matters runs. And I don't even know what it would be. And by backing and bumbling and shambolically rambling themselves into this mess, I'm less worried about the fate of the bad guys who have gotten us here than I am about the good people who've been put in the way of this mess. And from Admiral Bradley on down. And it's a catastrophe. I think Pete Hegseth, it's impossible to imagine that he survives this as Secretary of Defense. I think he must resign, and I think Republicans will ask for that ultimately once they investigate this. But this is a disaster for this generation of people serving in the United States military. And that is a tragedy more than a farce.
So it's a disaster for people in the military. Did you hear that? Democrat liberals want to cause a disaster for people serving in the military. She is suggesting that the Admiral and Navy SEAL Team 6, like we have multiple Navy SEAL Team 6, Pete Hegseth had to make the requirements more stringent because Democrats like you and liberals like you under Biden and Kamala said you don't have to do push-ups no more. You got fat soldiers. So we don't have Army Rangers. We don't have SEAL Team 6. We have a small group of special officers, and we don't have a pipeline because you don't want badasses no more. You don't want men, you don't want fathers, you don't want masculinity. You call it toxic masculinity. So we don't have a pipeline of SEALs. We don't have a pipeline of Army Rangers. Thank God for Pete Hegseth saying that we're going to bring back badasses and create a pipeline of Army Rangers, create a pipeline of SEAL Team 6. But if we arrest SEAL Team 6, who's going to protect America? Because we don't have a SEAL Team 7. Has anybody fucking heard of a SEAL Team 7? No one has suggested someone get arrested for murder. Rachel Maddow, that's the first time I've heard anybody suggest that murder should be involved with this double tap, that someone should be charged. And then she didn't say Pete Hegseth, she didn't say Trump. She floated the idea that the Admiral and the soldiers, and she said this is the worst time to be a soldier. Why? Maybe it's the worst time to be a soldier because liberal Democrats like you shut down the government and did not pay the soldiers for 40 43 fucking days. Do you remember that? That was just weeks ago, Rachel Maddow. If it's the worst time to be a soldier, it's because liberal Democrats are off the fucking rails to the point you don't even want to pay soldiers. Now you want them to get charged for murder. But I have the video. I told you all week that this was not a war crime, that there were standing orders. Now I'm going to prove it to you. I just showed you the liberals who've been trying to gin this up. So just so they can get political movement. This is Rachel Maddow talking about murder just so the Dems can get political traction. But what really happened? Do you want to know what really happened?
We're not.
This is a hoax, just like Jeffrey Epstein. Jeffrey Epstein got convicted twice. He's dead, and they still want to talk about a dead man who got convicted, found guilty twice under Democratic administrations, let go under Democrats. He's talking to Democrat Stacey Plaskett in 2019 at 65 years old after being a piece of shit for his whole life. The Democrats never gave a fuck that Jeffrey Epstein was a piece of shit. They still work with him in 2019. They don't give a fuck about victims or anything. They just want to care. They just care about power. That's all the Democrats care about. I'm going to show you video and evidence that this was not a war crime. Everybody ready? Let's go. Let's go, Max.
Tonight, new information. According to a source familiar with the incident, the two survivors climbed back onto the boat after the initial strike. They were believed to be potentially in communication with others and salvaging some of the drugs because...
Do you understand? Let's play that again. One more time to all the people in the cheap seats. To everybody in the cheap seats, then we go.
New information. According to a source familiar with the incident, the two survivors climbed back onto the boat after the initial strike. They were believed to be potentially in communication with others and salvaging some of the drugs.
Do you understand what am I reporting? What am I reporting right now? What did I say all week? I said it was a double tap. It was a double tap. One missile, 13 gang members with 80 kilos of cocaine that we recovered. The first missile killed 11. The other remaining people tried to climb back on the boat, save the cocaine, get the guns, and fight back. Now, what did I say to you about police? What do we know about neutralizing the threat? We've heard it many a times when a police officer kills somebody. The police are trained. If they are threatened to the point that they have to pull out their gun and start to shoot, you don't stop shooting until when? Can anybody tell me in the chat? Because we've heard it so many times. George Floyd, all across BLM. Police officers are trained if there is a threat to the point where they feel they have to pull out their gun and start shooting. You do not stop shooting until when? Somebody double tap, hit the like, subscribe. You do not stop shooting until the threat is neutralized. That is the training. So Navy SEAL Team 6 and the admirals, when they saw cartel members then get back on the boat, start trying to get the cocaine, get their guns, and continue the mission, they sent another missile. This is the first time you heard about it. You think there's going to be an investigation. Pete Hegseth is not retiring Rachel Maddow. Pete Hegseth is a hero. Pete Hegseth is not retiring Rachel Maddow. The truth is, Pete Hegseth, Donald Trump, and the Admiral and Navy SEAL Team 6 did what they were supposed to do. Neutralize the threat, stop the cocaine, stop the fast-moving speedboat traveling under the guise of night. Do you understand this is a fast-moving speedboat coming in, illegally coming into American waters without permission at 2 o'clock in the morning at 100 knots per hour. Vroom, vroom, vroom. 13 criminals in the speed. Vroom, vroom. 80 kilos of cocaine. Vroom, vroom. 100 miles per hour, 100 knots coming from Venezuela into American waters without permission. I've been saying all week, it doesn't fucking matter what's in the boat. You cannot take a fast boat from a foreign country and think you can get into America at 2 o'clock in the morning like it's just Miami Vice. This is not a video game. This is a real country. America is the number one police in the globe. You cannot take a boat from a foreign country, which is South America, and then travel at night, 2 o'clock in the morning. It doesn't matter if you're doing it for fishing. It doesn't matter if you're doing it for fun. It's stupid. You cannot take a boat at 2 o'clock in the morning, leave a foreign country, and then travel at a high rate of speed into another foreign country waters, because they don't only have airspace, they have waters. That's why the Navy exists. Do you guys know we have armed forces? The Navy, Air Force, and Marines. The Navy protects the waters, American waters. The boat was entering into the Southcom region. Hoagie Sandwich said, all the murder did for the GOAT, no congressman called for it to stop. The news never cried as hard as it did for gang members. The only difference is that politicians aren't making the money this time. Did you just subscribe to say something stupid? Because that don't make sense. The subscribe only is on, what the fuck are you talking about? That don't make sense. I'll give you another chance because you subscribe, but if you don't say something intelligent, I'm gonna block your ass. Blocker, 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 block his ass. Block his ass. Blocker, blocker, blocker. What we're talking about is that Pete Hegseth has been exonerated by the Perfect Timing Podcast. Double tap hit the like button. Pete Hegseth, Admiral Trump, has been exonerated by the Perfect Timing Podcast because the criminals got back on the boat and were a continued threat to Navy SEAL Team 6. So, Rachel Maddow, who do you pick? You pick Navy SEAL Team 6? Or do you pick Church de Agua? I pick Navy SEAL Team 6. I want them to come home. I want Navy SEAL Team 6 to come home. That's what I want. And I think they did the right thing by dropping a second missile after knowing and seeing that they got back on the boat and they tried to save the cocaine and continue the mission. This is the first time you're hearing about it.
Tonight, new information. According to a source familiar with the incident, the two survivors climbed back onto the boat after the initial strike. They were believed to be potentially in communication with others and salvaging some of the drugs. Because of that, it was determined they were still in the fight and valid targets. A JAG officer was also giving legal advice.
This backs up the entire second strike. Yes, I mean, it just doesn't get more crystal clear than that. The mission is take out the boat, stop the drugs, keep this vessel and its cargo from reaching our shore.
Do you see this? Does everyone see this? This is a fast-moving boat full of cocaine and criminals at nighttime. You cannot leave a foreign country and travel into another foreign country in a speedboat without permission at nighttime. It behooves you to identify yourself. It behooves you to knock on the front door. Hello, I'm here to visit America. Well, then you don't come in a speedboat. You don't come with drugs. You don't come with criminals. You don't come at 2 o'clock in the morning. There's a way to enter into America via boat, and they did not do it correctly. Now, what you need to understand is this is not a Republican right here. This is a Democrat. The Democrats are reporting this. The Democrats are the one now telling you the truth that Pete Hegseth and the Admiral were correct.
Tonight, new information. According to a source familiar with the incident, the two survivors climbed back onto the boat after the initial strike. They were believed to be potentially in communication with others and salvaging some of the drugs. Because of that, it was determined they were still in the fight and valid targets. A JAG officer was also giving legal advice.
This backs up the entire second strike. Yes, I mean, it just doesn't get more crystal clear than that. The mission is take out the boat, stop the drugs, keep this vessel and its cargo from reaching our shore using lethal means.
Take out the boat, stop the drugs, keep this vessel from reaching our shore using lethal means. These are the standing orders. Did you guys hear that? Take out the boat. It's nighttime. Look at this. This is night. Take out the boat, stop the drugs, and do not let this boat reach the shores. That's what I paid for my taxes. That's why I voted for Trump. Do not let this boat. Rachel Maddow said, let this boat dock and arrest them once they get here. That's what Rachel Maddow said. Why not just arrest them when they get here? No, that's not the mission. Tell them the mission again, brother. Tell them the mission.
More crystal clear than that. The mission is take out the boat, stop the drugs, keep this vessel and its cargo from reaching our shore using lethal means.
That's the mission. That's the mission, Rachel Maddow. That's the mission. Not super predator, not 3 strikes, not arresting American citizens, not arresting Americans addicted to drugs, but stopping the cocaine at the source.
And our amazing military, the heroes of the United States Armed Forces, did exactly that. President Trump, Secretary Hegseth, and this entire government are committed to finally using our military to defend our people, our borders, our family, our culture, our history, our heritage, to defend the United States. We're not going off running around the Middle East trying to build democracies in caves and deserts and in distant sands that have never known democracy. We're using the military to protect American security, American prosperity, American lives right here where we live, where our children live.
That's right, baby. Pete Hegseth exonerated. Admiral exonerated. On the Perfect Timing podcast, exonerated. You haven't heard the I gave it to you. That's why you subscribe. That's why you watch. That's why we the #1 podcast. Double tap it, the like button, subscribe right now, join the chat. Don't out. We do this shit every day. I said it all week. Now the liberals, the Democrats, everybody have to admit Pete Hegseth was a great pick. The Department of War is kicking butt. I am not done. I got a video because they called out the admiral, brothers and sisters. They called out the admiral. The admiral had to testify. I got the admiral. The admiral had to testify. He shouldn't have had to testify, but they wanted the admiral to testify. Where is it? I got the admiral. Here it is. I got the admiral.
Did someone take?
I got the admiral. It says Admiral saw alleged drug boat strike survivors as legitimate targets. Did you hear what I said? I said the Admiral had to testify because the Democrats go so far with their hoaxes to distract. I said the Admiral had to testify because the Democrats go so far with their hoax. Y'all remember the Russian hoax? You remember the Jeffrey Epstein hoax? Well, now we got a drug boat hoax. And the truth is that they did their job. It's like the Democrats want drugs to come into the country. I don't understand. Do you want the drugs?
That deadly U.S. attack on a suspected Venezuelan drug boat in September is growing. The Pentagon already released this video of the first strike, but now is facing calls from Democrats to release even more. President Trump says he would support sharing that video of the controversial follow-up strike that killed survivors of the first hit.
I don't know what they have. We'd certainly release, no problem.
It comes as Admiral Frank Bradley, who commanded that operation, is set to answer questions on Capitol Hill today, amid concerns that the second strike may have constituted a war crime. A defense official tells NBC News that Admiral Bradley saw the 2 individuals remaining on the boat after the first strike as legitimate military targets based on the rules for the operation, which may have identified them as narco-terrorists. NBC News has reached out to the Pentagon about what Bradley plans to say to lawmakers. On Wednesday, the president was asked if he supports the decision to kill survivors of an initial military strike.
No, I support the decision to knock out the boats, and whoever's piloting those boats, most of them are gone. But whoever are piloting those boats, they're guilty of trying to kill people in our country.
Most Republicans are backing the administration.
The Democrats are playing a very dangerous game here in wanting to litigate the powers of the commander-in-chief that are very clearly spelled out in the Constitution.
But one, Rand Paul, remains skeptical.
If there's video of people clinging to the remnants of a boat and being bombed, I think that image is one that will shock American people.
Hegseth is also facing new scrutiny for the information he shared on a Signal group chat in March about a pending military operation in Yemen, The Pentagon's Inspector General found that information was secret, adding that if it had been disclosed to a foreign adversary, it could have endangered American troops, according to two people who have read the report.
The Secretary of Defense put his people and the mission at risk for the purpose of sounding like a tough guy with a bunch of his friends on a signal chat.
A Pentagon spokesman is framing those findings as a total exoneration, and for its part, the White House says that the report affirms its position that no classified information was leaked and that operational security was not compromised, again making clear that despite some bipartisan criticism of Hegseth from Congress, President Trump stands by his defense secretary.
That's right, baby. Pete Heggie, baby. Pete Heggie, I call him Pete Heggie, baby. Pete Hegseth. Pete Heggie, baby, has been exonerated, baby. The general, the admiral, Navy SEAL Team 6, Rachel Maddow, sit your round ass down. Sit your round ass down. Down, 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 down. Down, 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 down. If you're watching this on YouTube, smash the like button, smash the subscribe button, turn on the notification bell, because when the next wave drops, I'm going live. Here is the red pill that nobody wants to say out loud. Trump is just deporting people. He is reasserting the most basic principle of sovereign nation. We decided who comes in, who stays, and who gets thrown the hell out. Everything else, the tears, the screaming, the burning boats, is just noise. America voted for this twice, and the reckoning has just begun. Let me go to more video of what's going on, man. Catahoula Crunch. Catahoula Crunch. Let's go to Catahoula Crunch, baby. Catahoula Crunch, 5,000. 5,000 deportees in one week. 5,000. I wish I had the algorithm power of these motherfucking ads.
In Southeast Louisiana, with many agents already seen in our communities, also in front of shopping centers.
That's right. It's being called Operation Catahoula Crunch.
WDSU reporter Alyssa Gomez is live with new video showing the presence of this stepped up enforcement across Southeast Louisiana. Alyssa.
The Department of Homeland Security says that Operation Catahoula Crunch begins today. They say that this operation is intended to target illegal immigrants with a criminal history. Now, as this operation got underway today, many of you sent us videos showing federal agents across Southeast Louisiana. This is video recorded in Laplace. It shows federal agents outside of a Home Depot. Witnesses say that at least one person was taken into custody.
Wait a minute!
We now reach out to DHS.
Wait a minute! You is not still in front of a Home Depot. Wait a minute, you is not still. You cannot be that. You is not still in front of a Home Depot in 2025 in motherfucking December. That I don't believe. You are still in front of a Home Depot. You've been watching Trump in fucking Memphis, Chicago, Portland. There's no fucking way that ICE can roll into a city in 2025 and find you at a fucking Home Depot. Oh my God, you're still at Home Depot? Get on the fucking internet, bro. Get on the handy web. They got that website where you could just get a handyman. Why? Oh my God, he's still in Home Depot, bro. Can y'all believe that? Still, the government is suggesting and supporting remigration, the removal of anyone who doesn't fit the mold of a U.S. citizen. If you think the black community is immune from this, you are duped. You are smoking crack. You are smoking crack. I am not black. I am American. Do you understand? I am not black. Are you white? Do you understand? This is skin. I am not black. I'm a beautiful Hershey brown. I'm a gorgeous complected man. I don't affiliate with the political affiliation that's black. Just like you not white. You probably Irish American, Scottish American. You know what I'm saying? You're not white like my t-shirt. You understand? You're not white like my t-shirt. I'm not black like the baseball cap. I am a person. I'm a human being, and I happen to be an American person, right? My father, my grandfather, my great-grandfather, a lot of white people, quote-unquote white people, grandparents were not born in America. A lot of white people who you know currently in 2025, because the country flipped over so many times, but a lot of white passing individuals who could be Russian, who could be Israeli, Iranian, Egyptian, they just look white. Their grandparents were not born. Their grandparents were not in World War II. My grandfather fought in World War II. You understand? I'm an American citizen. You know what I'm saying? If you look back, the Negro and Negro slaves fought in every conflict in America. My father's father's father was in the Battle of 1800. If you go back far enough, you will find Negro men like me in every conflict in America. You can't say that about all white people that you meet. You just can't. They came here to Ellis Island. So when you guys talk about immigration, right? My issue with Kamala Harris and Joe Biden being the border czar is that they fucked it up. And no one is telling you how and why they fucked it up. See, immigration was done in America many times successfully because we wanted the labor, right? So what we did is we created we created Ellis Island, right? A receiving place to receive immigrants and process immigrants and to protect American society and infrastructures. When you came to Ellis Island, there were doctors, right? There were lawyers, police officers, there was a court. Some people got adjudicated right when they got off the boat because they were still criminals over there, but we still accepted them into the country, but they had to go to jail first. Did you guys know any of this about Ellis Island? So if you came here as a cartel member, what they could have done is had a processing facility like we did in New York in Ellis Island, and you could go to court as soon as you get here. Are you leaving Venezuela? Yes. Okay, we know you're a gang member, and we're going to prosecute you right now. If you agree to be an American, you're going to have to go to prison right now. You're going to go see a judge. You're going to go get prison, but when you get out of jail, then you're going to get a pathway to become an American, right? Don't get in trouble again because we're going to put you in jail forever and deport you. But that is how you do immigration correctly. How did families get separated at the border? Well, when you came to Ellis Island, there were doctors. There were operating room, hospital facilities. So if there was a pregnant woman who came across from Ellis Island and she saw that beautiful Statue of Liberty, there was a doctor there to help her deliver her baby. Then there was an office to process that baby, give that baby a Social Security card. And when they left Ellis Island, they were processed and on their way to becoming Americans. Do you understand? There was a doctor. If you watch The Godfather, Vito Corleone went to Ellis Island. Vito Corleone was put in quarantine because when Ellis Island was in existence, they had smallpox. So in order for Americans not to get sick, see, when Biden opened the border, how do you know you didn't get sick? What did Biden put in place that Americans didn't get sick? Not only not get robbed, not get murdered, not get kicked out of your apartment like in Aurora, Colorado and Chicago, but what was put in place to protect Americans from the immigrant labor that we supposedly needed? See, when we did it in Ellis Island, when the immigrants came here, they had to be processed through Ellis Island. And because there was an outbreak similar to the COVID-19 outbreak that we just came out of, during the Biden administration, Biden had the Recovery Act. Do you know what the Recovery Act is for? Because we just came out of quarantine. So why open the borders at this time? I had no idea. It was not perfect timing, I'll tell you that. Why open the borders as soon as we come out of quarantine and we're in recovery? Can we afford the food stamps? Do you understand what the Recovery Act said and did? Can we, at the point in time when Biden and Kamala opened the border, was it feasible? Was it plausible? We're in recovery. We're in recovery. Can we afford new citizens right now? Do you understand? Can we afford to absorb? We may need the immigrant labor, but as we are actively in recovery, can we afford the absorption of tens of millions of new citizens? Can our Social Security office handle it? Can our DMV handle it? And what did we find out? No. What happened in Minneapolis? The programs and the apparatuses were not ready for 10 million immigrants. And they stole and ran over these democratic sanctuary cities. Now we come to find out that Somalians made millions of dollars, just like in New York, where they were living in luxury hotels. They were living in New York in luxury hotels. Okay? So we voted for Trump because we said that's not fair. It's not fair to low-income Americans that these immigrants, Biden put them in luxury hotels and gave them tens of thousands of EBT. So we wanted that fixed, but we did not know about the depths of the corruption. How many people knew that the Somalian community in Minnesota were becoming millionaires illegally from stealing money from the entitlement programs? So when you get pissed off about your food stamps, just think about all of the immigrants who didn't give a fuck about other Americans and stole and stole and stole and stole till there was nothing fucking left for you, the American citizen. And then you might understand why MAGA Republicans are so pissed at Democrats for fucking lying to you and not being honest. We just played a video where she had to speak to all the corruption because she cannot deny it. He said there are going to be 50 people indicted. She said, actually, it's going to be 79 people indicted. 79 people indicted. 79 Somalian immigrants for theft of billions of dollars. That is a fact. And she could not deny it. Instead, she said it was the program's fault. Not the criminals, not Biden for opening the border. It was the programs designed to help American system. So Democrat, what are you saying, Ilahana? The program was bad. So that means next time we won't get the program? What do the Democrats fucking mean, bro? If the program was bad, then that means you're a Democrat. You want Americans to be hungry. I'm confused, Ilahana. But let's go back to the tape. What we're watching right now is Operation. The DHS launches immigration Catahoula Crunch in New Orleans. And I paused the video because it's actually laughable that there are illegal immigrants still posted in front of Home Depot. Look at this. They're in 2025, with Donald Trump being in office 10 months, after ICE has been in the Supreme Court about masks. And look, yes, ICE is legally wearing masks because we won that case in the Supreme Court. There are illegal immigrants still posted in front of fucking Home Depot. I cannot make this up. If I said to you that there were illegal immigrants in front of Home Depot in 2025, in November and December, you would say you lying. No one is that dumb. No one would be in front of Home Depot.
See what specific agency was involved and had not heard back. Another video from a neighborhood in Kenner appears to show several federal agents arresting someone and putting them in the back of an SUV while telling bystanders that are recording to back up. We reached out to Kenner police to see if they were involved. They say that federal agents have not reached out for their assistance just yet, but if needed, they will be on standby. For now, Kenner police says that lawfully abiding citizens shouldn't worry, but a local immigration attorney says otherwise.
I would say if they haven't done anything wrong, the only thing to be concerned about. I don't know what this federal mission is, so I would just ask people to disengage from social media, get your news from credible sources, because there's a lot of fear-mongering on social media, a lot of clickbait. We're seeing just normal, everyday people, the type of people that I talked to you about earlier that are getting detained. Those are the people that are getting up and going to work every day for construction companies in the area, for hospitality industries in the area.
And with this operation, 250 federal Border Patrol agents are expected in the area and in Mississippi. Immigration advocates, business leaders, and local community organizations are now prepping people that are in fear as these operations ramp up. I'm going to toss it over to WDSU reporter Shay O'Connor, who's on the West Bank. And Shay, people are already trying to prepare those that are fearful for these operations to begin.
Alyssa, already an increased presence from New Orleans to here in Jefferson Parish. In fact, we're here outside of the Winn-Dixie along West Bank Expressway after hearing about...
Oh my gosh, she is gorgeous. Do you hear that voice? I am melting right now. She is gorgeous. I love New Orleans women. Do you hear that voice? Let's listen to this one. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous.
Reports of there being Border Patrol agents in this area. Now, on your screen right now, some video that we were able to obtain for you that pretty much comes from business owners along Williams Boulevard. They say Border Patrol agents visited their businesses today one local, the local impact is clear, and it's only day one. Now, that's why Hispanic-led groups are warning people of what to do if they see these Border Patrol agents. Advocates are also sharing hotspots to avoid and finding ways to keep the community working together. People like Tucker Mendoza, for instance, are handing out whistles to hospitality workers. The goal, to alert others if they see agents or a raid happening.
Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. If you blow that whistle, you will be arrested. Do not. I don't know why the Democrats want you to go to jail. They are not going to help you. BLM. I know a lot of people with BLM who are going out there looting in BLM, and they thought Black Lives Matter was going to know. They went to jail. They got strikes on their record. Do not blow a whistle. If a Democratic politician, some Democratic liberal loyalist gives you a whistle, let me explain to you right now. Did you hear what that guy said? Do not listen to social media. Do not blow a whistle. Do not impede in the federal investigation. You will be arrested for a federal crime. No one on a local level will be able to help you. You will not go to you will not go to a local judge. You will not go to a local jail. You will not have a local prosecutor. You will go to a federal court. You will be federally charged, and the feds have a 90% conviction rate. Please do not interrupt the federal agents as they do their job. I am begging you. You do not want to be charged with a federal crime. It is not local. It will not be a misdemeanor. You will not get a slap on the wrist. The feds are very different than local municipalities. If you blow a whistle, you are basically putting the federal officer in danger because you are alerting a criminal that they are about to get arrested. That person, just like that boat, could have drugs, could have guns, could have a knife. They could become so terrified that they might want to defend their life until death. So you blowing that whistle escalates a situation for an American citizen who is an officer. You just caused his life to be in danger. You don't want to put American citizens in danger for people who are not American citizens. Think about the logic just for 1 second. If you blow the whistle, you put a federal officer who happens to be an American citizen in danger for someone who is possibly an illegal criminal with standing deportation orders, because Trump has said we are here to arrest the criminal people. We are here to arrest people with standing deportation orders. MS-13, Trenta de Agua. So if you blow the whistle and alert cartel gang members, you, the ICE agents, everybody around could be possibly injured. Please don't do that. Please don't do that. Please don't do that. This is a subscription-only chat right now. And even though we have a subscription-only chat right now, we still have the comedians. Why would you subscribe, my guy? Is you that compelled? I must be doing a great job. Either I look that good or my content is that compelling that you would subscribe and write that much in the comment section. I'm going to let you hang out. I'm going to let you hang out because you like me that much. I want somebody who like me that much as a member of my posse. I don't care if you disagree, but you like me that much that you subscribed and that you gone ahead and write that much, then you can stay, brother. Go ahead, say everything you want to say. And you know what? The like-minded MAGA conservatives in the chat going to take care of you anyway. So you go ahead and say anything stupid you want to say. But brother, thank you for subscribing. Thank you for taking the time to leave a comment. We are back in New Orleans, Operation Catahoula Crackdown.
I think that it's an important way for people to link it together by hearing the whistle, blow the whistle. The concept is if you see them, blow the whistle. That's as simple as it is. Let everybody know that they're in your neighborhood, that they're in the vicinity. It's a way of it's a warning sign. It's to let people know to protect themselves.
That's a man, you guys. That's a man. Did you see that? Y'all see that right there? I know some of y'all thought that was a woman, but you see that beard right there? This is a man This is a man, and he is telling people to do something illegal. This is a man. Did y'all catch that?
People of what to do if they see these Border Patrol agents. Advocates are also sharing hotspots to avoid and finding ways to keep the community working together. People like Tucker Mendoza, for instance, are handing out whistles to hospitality workers. The goal, to alert others if they see agents or a raid happening.
I think that it's an important way for people to link it together by hearing the whistle, blow the whistle. The concept is if you see them, blow the whistle. That's as simple as it is. Let everybody know that they're in your neighborhood, that they're in the vicinity. It's a way of it's a warning sign. It's to let people know to protect themselves.
Mendoza tells me that he's already handed out about 350 of those whistles to Hispanics who work within the service industry in New Orleans. He also ordered more. Also, we're hearing that many people who work within hospitality and construction did not show up to work today. I'll have much more on this at 5 and 6. Reporting live from the West Bank, Shay O'Connor, WDSU News.
Hey, Shay. Hey, Shay. Look at them lips. Hey, Shay, baby.
All right, Jay, thank you. With everything that's going on tomorrow.
Goodness gracious, boy. I didn't even know that was going to be such a great. I didn't even know.
St. Charles Center for.
My bad. I got to.
In construction did not show up to work today. I'll have much more on this at 5 and 6. Reporting live from the West Bank, Shay O'Connor, WDSU News.
All right, Jay, thank you. With everything that's going on tomorrow, the St. Charles Center for Faith in Action will.
And another one. Oh, my goodness. Chocolate.
Lead a prayer vigil for those affected. That event taking place at.
And look at that's real hair. You see that real hair? You see no weave. You see very little makeup. Take notes. This is how it's done. She got a dress on, very little makeup. This is her real hair, not a bunch of baby hair and a bunch of gel and a bunch of bullshit. Her real hair, beautiful skin, no blemishes, complex, beautiful, gorgeous. This is how it's done.
7100 St. Charles Avenue. It starts at 6 o'clock tomorrow. The gathering will include shared prayers, brief reflections from faith leaders. The center will not be recommending attendance for any immigrants who may be affected by all of this, as public participation could pose a risk. We'll be following up on this immigration operation in the days and weeks to come. To read more about what we know about Catahoula Crunch, the operation, stay with us on air and online at WDSU.
Catahoula Crunch. Catahoula Crunch. Oh my goodness, boy! I tell you, they need to invite me to be on that show, boy. I'm
looking for some. When Bayou Black Electric customers run.
Invite me to be on that show, boy. Catahoula Crunch, boy. Gorgeous. Boy, did you see her? Did you hear their voice? It must be lunchtime. I think I'm just hungry, man. I don't know what the hell it is, man. Come on, man. It's Thursday. It's a hot Thursday, man. Somebody pointed out Big Mike needs to take 10. Y'all be nice to, man. Come on, man. Y'all be nice today, man. That's one of my favorite rappers, man. Big Mike is one of my favorite rappers, man. Shout out to the Ghetto Boys, man. More New Orleans, man.
Hey. Hi. Could you please submit your expenses today?
God, I told you, boy, if we were as powerful as these fucking ads are powerful. Like, what the fuck is powering the commercial? Like, even if you pause it, loop it, it has fucking fantastic force. It will loop itself and come back and replay itself. Like, you cannot fucking stop a commercial, man. And there's no person behind it. Like, the programming behind a fucking ad. I wish I had the SEO that these fucking ads have, bro. Fuck, man. Fuck.
administration's immigration crackdown is now expanding to the state of Louisiana. The Department of Homeland Security announced that it is launching a brand new immigration operation in New Orleans starting today. And according to a federal law enforcement official, immigration authorities are aiming to arrest up to 5,000 people across a large section of the state. CNN's Ryan Young is following this story for us from New Orleans. What more can you tell us about this new operation there?
I can tell you, people are terrified. They are scared. In fact, just off camera, we were talking to a gentleman who just pulled up on us to tell us that some of these agents are just about a mile away from us. So this action is starting to spread throughout the community. People are concerned. The business behind me, this is one of the businesses that decided to shut down. They're trying to avoid the situation with any of their employees or anybody who would come in the front door. If you look right here, Beck, if you want to show you this, look how they put this up. Everyone is welcome except ICE. And then here, they made it pretty clear. They want all the agents who are here to stop at the door, especially if they do not have a warrant. This concern throughout the community has been going so fast and so strongly that people are even comparing it to COVID. They're saying they want the people to stay home until after the agents are gone. We actually talked to the mayor-elect about not only her concerns, but her feelings, especially for this community that's terrified about what could happen over the next few days. Take a listen.
What they're seeing on TV and reports that they're seeing is not that Border Patrol is going after the most violent criminals. You know, that's not what they're seeing. What they're seeing is what appears to be racial profiling of brown people, and then going after these individuals and treating them like they are these significantly violent offenders.
And Becky, I wanted to show you this. This is a whistle that we just...
Becky, thank God for white liberal women. Can we get a white liberal woman in the chat? Thank God for white. Where would brown people be? Where would brown people be if it wasn't for a liberal woman coming to save the day, coming to save me? Thank you, you beautiful blonde white liberal female. Where would I be? Where would I be in America without beautiful white women coming to save? She said, "This is racial profiling for brown people, for brown not." Thank you, white woman. Thank you, white woman. You can always count on the white woman, boy. Get your Karen on. Everybody in the chat, hashtag Karen. Thank you, Karen. You're coming to get the brown people. They're white Mexicans. Do you watch Telemundo? There are some beautiful blonde Mexicans. There are a lot of white passing Hispanics. It's called Hispanic for a reason. Hispanics. What's that comedian? He's Spanish. Remember, he hangs out with Joe Rogan. Check that motherfucking passport. There are a lot of blonde-haired, blue-eyed Latinos. So what is she talking about? Brown people. That is hilarious. Brown people, they're coming for the brown people. I love you, Karen. I love you, Karen.
Received from a restaurant. They actually had a sign, and this sign was up to say, take one of these whistles, and if you see the agent, start blowing the whistle so everyone in the neighborhood could know they were there. And what they're hoping is people will start repeating this action throughout the city. There's actually food caravans as well that are being set up so that people can get fed during the next few days. So if they don't want to go out to the grocery store, or they don't want to go to a restaurant, they're able to not leave their homes. There was also a strong protest on Monday night. We'll show you some of this video. It was downpouring rain. More than 100 people showed up and started marching through the streets. There should be more protest action, we're told, by the same organizers on Thursday as well. But I will tell you this, and especially a community that's wrapped itself around tourism and making sure people are sort of welcome to the city, and it's a melting pot. They are scared about the actions and how this could change the city for quite some time. And let's not forget, it's not just New Orleans. It goes from here all the way to Baton Rouge through the state. This is the first time this action has been done in a state that has a Republican governor. So they're going to get a lot of assistance from the apparatus of the government as well here.
This is fascinating. Look, Ryan's in New Orleans, in Louisiana, where the time is 9:45 In the morning. Good to have you, sir.
Operation Catahoula Crunch. Operation Catahoula Crunch. What else we got? Operation Catahoula Crunch, man. We got it all. Ain't nobody else got what we got. We got it all, man. Operation Catahoula Crunch is going down right now. Operation Catahoula Crunch. What else I got? I got something else.
It has many communities in those states on edge. Some 250 agents are in New
250 agents are in New
Orleans, as the Department of Homeland Security is dubbing this mission Operation Catahoula Crunch.
And other agents are set to arrive in Minnesota. A federal official does say the operation will target undocumented Somali immigrants specifically. Trump recently criticized Somali people, including Congresswoman Ilhan Omar, who represents part of the state.
That's it. Let's close it out, man. Let's close it out. All right. Final call to action. Drop the hottest take in the comments right now. Is the drug boat pardoned for the chest, or did Trump just go full narco? Best comment gets pinned. If this video gets 10,000 likes in 24 hours, tomorrow night we go live and read the most savage deportation stories submitted by you. You can send me a DM on Instagram at Perfect Timing Podcast. If you want to get at me, go to Instagram, Perfect Timing Podcast. Send me a DM, any videos, any links that you want me to show on the channel of the most base Go Max coverage. Until next time, stay dangerous, stay base, and I'll see you at the next drop. God bless America. God bless the deportation force. And one more time, ice, ice, baby. Too cold, it's like ice, ice, baby. Just go back home. Ice, ice, baby. Too cold, it's like ice, ice, baby. Just go back home. See y'all tomorrow, man.